Every strong alliance begins with dialogue, with trust built across borders, with voices that carry nations closer. As India rises as a global growth engine and Germany leads Europe's innovation drive, their relationship grows deeper in trade, in mobility, in education, in climate action. At the heart of this relationship stands a diplomat who champions collaboration, strengthens economic and cultural ties, and carries India's voice to Germany's corridors of power. Please welcome India's ambassador to Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Shri Ajit Vinayak Gupte, sir. All yours.
Shri Uday Samanji, Minister of Industries, Mr. Barun Das, MD and CEO of TV9, and dear friends. A little less than a year ago, we were gathered in Stuttgart for the inaugural TV9 summit. It was an epoch-making event because this was one of the first times ever that such an event was organized. We then had the privilege of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi giving a virtual address. We also had the honor of receiving two very important cabinet ministers from India, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia and Shri Ashwini Vaishnavji. I'm very happy to be here again with you today. A lot has happened in the last 11 months. We've had the visit of the former Chancellor Scholz to India for the 6th intergovernmental consultations. Soon after the German government took office in May this year, our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, visited Germany from the 22nd to 24th of May. We've also had a very important parliamentary delegation visiting Germany in June in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. They interacted with the German Parliament and with representatives of various political parties. Germany has also reciprocated. Foreign Minister Vadeful paid his first visit to India last month, and we've had the privilege of listening to him today. He visited Bangalore, as he mentioned, where he met a number of Indian companies and German companies, and he also visited Delhi. We look forward to continuing the intensified engagement between India and Germany. I would just like to briefly highlight some of the key aspects of the relationship. Germany is by far India's largest trade and investment partner in Europe. India's exports to Germany in terms of goods and services reached a record high last year of 50.3 billion US dollars. Speakers spoke about the trade in goods amounting to US $33 billion, but there is also trade in services which has crossed 17 billion. The trade in services has doubled in the last 5 years, and I think this is an indication of how much interaction there is in sectors like IT, fintech, shipping, etc. More than 2,000 German companies have invested in India. I think about 700 of them are based in Pune. Pune is known as the secret capital of Germany in India. And as this year we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the state-to-state relationship between Maharashtra and Baden-Württemberg, I think there are exciting opportunities for deepening the cooperation between Maharashtra and Baden-Württemberg. Friends, I would like to briefly narrate some of the areas where there is scope for cooperation. A lot of German companies have set up global capability centers in India. I think this is a platform where we can accelerate cooperation. India is a leader in artificial intelligence and in IT. A couple of incidents. when the Foreign Minister Vadeful visited the Mercedes-Benz Research Development Center in Bangalore, he was briefed that there are more than 9,000 software specialists working for Mercedes-Benz. And in fact, most Mercedes-Benz cars today are using software which has been developed in Bangalore. Similarly, the well-known German semiconductor company Infineon has nearly 19,000 software experts working in design centers in India. The European company NXP, which is a leader in semiconductors, has another 10 to 12,000 Indian engineers and IT experts. And in fact, they told me recently that the latest 2 nanometer chip, which is going to be built across the world, has been developed entirely in India. I increasingly find German companies doing the latest engineering design, semiconductor design, and the latest software from their operations in India. And this is a trend which is likely to gather momentum in future. What we would like to see is more German Mittelstand using Indian expertise in the IT sector. When I visit German companies, I can't help noticing more and more Indians working there. When we visited Airbus recently, they confided that there are more than 300 Indians working in Airbus. Airbus itself is sourcing a lot of components from India, and there are more than 100 Indian companies which are supplying aircraft components to Airbus. The total value of such components is over $1.4 billion. If you had followed the news, just last week, the board of Airbus visited India for the first time ever. And they called not only on the Prime Minister, but also had meetings with the Commerce Minister and External Affairs Minister. I deliberately gave you some of these examples because a lot has been spoken, but I wanted to mention some specific areas of ongoing cooperation. Friends, I am happy to say that the embassy and the 3 consulates in Germany have been working very closely with German industry. And over the last 15 months, about $5 billion of investments have been confirmed by German companies. Some of this has already been implemented, while the other investments are in the process of being implemented. India has emerged as the #1 partner country for skilled mobility. Germany is increasingly open to having Indians come in semi-skilled roles. We have, for example, butchers from Maharashtra who are working in Bavaria. We have some bus drivers who are under training in Munich. We have Deutsche Bahn recruiting train drivers. And of course, we have a large number of nurses, more than 10,000 nurses. Germany and India have been very close development partners for more than 30 years. At a time when global aid is being reduced, India and Germany remain committed to providing support for the global south. India has dedicated and provided more than 100,000 scholarships under ITEC for the last few years to countries from developing countries. And similarly, we have made commitments to projects worth $32 billion. Many of these projects have been completed and have made a decisive impact on the lives of people in developing countries, particularly in South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Africa. We look forward to continuing our cooperation with Germany in this area, particularly through triangular cooperation, that is between Germany and India working together to facilitate cooperation in the global south. We have an interesting program called the Make in India Mittelstand. Under this program, a large number of Mittelstand companies have been facilitated entry into the Indian market. I am glad to convey that 246 companies have been facilitated with an actual investment of 2 billion euros. These companies are active in the pharmaceuticals, engineering, and logistics sector. Friends, as you know, Western Germany, particularly Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria, have been the center of industrial development, entrepreneurship, and innovation. As we look forward, I would urge companies in the area to not wait for the EU-India FTA. It is well on the road to being finalized, but do go ahead with your investments in India. India is a growing economy, one of the fastest growing economies. Enough has been said about the demographic advantage, the growing market, and the boundless opportunities. Let me once again reiterate Prime Minister Narendra Modi's comment on the bilateral relations. When India's dynamism meets Germany's precision, when Germany's engineering meets India's innovation, when Germany's technology combines with India's talent, a brighter future is envisioned for the Indo-Pacific region and the world. Friends, let us take the opportunity to redouble our efforts to ensure that the next 25 years of the India-Germany partnership are very fruitful and that we cross many new thresholds. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of speaking to you, and I'm really very delighted and grateful to TV9 for once again organizing this event, which has given an opportunity to bring together a large number of companies, decision makers, and institutions from India and Germany. Thank you.